rest of me is down. You enchant me, even when you're not around. If there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down. I'm latching on them, now I know what I have found.
Next, I'd like to hear from Bryan Contreras. I believe this was your second convention, could be your third. I'm not 100% sure, but if you could kind of share, Bryan, what your biggest takeaways were from convention, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, appreciate it, Big Doug. Yeah, this is my second convention. This is definitely much better than the first one. Arizona was just kind of, it was tight compared to this one. And like the space wise is just a much bigger space. But yeah, guys, the main thing for me, I was looking for, I think, a couple of different like techniques, and I wasn't really sure exactly what I was trying to get out of it, to be honest, because I try not to overthink conventions. I'm trying to get to what's at the heart versus like what's in my mind. But the biggest thing for me is I noticed the theme of all the speakers was that they all talked about their struggles and their failures. And obviously that's something that Sean Mike was kind of encouraging people to talk about more than their wins or victories. We're not talking about numbers anymore because we're focused on protecting families. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, is just being more transparent with my agents. Like, hey, I didn't have it all together. I still don't have it all together. I'm always figuring it out. So I'm always trying to be more relatable with my agents, but I forget to share the stuff that I suck at or stuff that I struggled at. Because then they like, oh, okay, you're not that big of a deal. You're not special. Like nobody is. But sometimes people get that impression by how we carry ourselves because we've worked on it, right? We've worked really hard to be polished or sharpened or professional. But the newest person's like, how can I do this if I don't look like that or sound like that? So I think that was a big thing for me, is just being more relatable with people, not trying to be like I know everything, and just showing those weaknesses to people, because I think that's something that inspires people more than you trying to be strong. I mean, I always try to be strong because my whole life I was an introvert. I had to teach myself how to be an extrovert. So now at this finished result, it's like, I have to remember to encourage people where they're at, because they may not be where I'm at. So I want to make sure I'm more relatable. Obviously, daily routine, that's the biggest thing. Waking up early, that's something I've been really working on the past couple months, just to get sharper. And then, really, it was just being around a lot of people and realizing how inspiring this is. And I think we forget that, because if you've been doing this over a year, whatever it may be, you have a team. There's a lot going on all the time. But just remembering that that's what it's all about for a new agent, is just being inspired and being excited to go help families. And I think this is the best convention I've been to. Only been to 2. But I just really enjoyed the heart of many of the speakers. It was something that I didn't get the first time around. And I think that's the power of every convention, is it can reignite you. It can revive the dead, right? It can bring you back to life in terms of what you want to do with your business. And I think I definitely got that out of it. So
awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing. I think it ultimately realigns you with what you're trying to do in this business. It gets you back focused on what you're trying to focus on. And I really think that when you keep humility in this business, is how you continuously grow. Understanding that there's aspects of the business that you could work on, there's aspects of the business that you could get better at, and identifying those and understanding those, and then focusing on your weaknesses to get stronger. A weakness that I have is my recruiting skill set. I can sell life insurance at a pretty high level, but my recruiting skill set isn't as strong as that is. And I'm sharing that with you guys to really keep myself accountable and to keep myself humble, to understand that there's aspects of this business that I need to work on, and that everybody on this call has things that they can work on. And if you keep true humility, you'll continuously always grow. You'll continuously always get stronger, and keeping an open mind to your weaknesses, just sharing your weaknesses. Like I think transparency is the biggest part of this business for you to grow a big team. You have to be transparent with your team. You have to tell them the real rawness of what's going to happen. And I try to do my best to always give that to any agent who asks me a question or different. If someone's like, hey man, I'm filling out this contract, I need to hit this button, I'm going to be honest with them. Hey dude, that's not my job. I don't do that. I have a staff member that helps me with all of that. So contact her. or, you know, somebody who's doing one call closes. I've not done a ton of one call closes, so I'm going to point them in the direction of people who are doing one call closes, and stay humble enough to admit that and not say this, do this, do this, do that. It's like, no, hey, Marcus McCall is probably one of the best on the team doing one call closes. That's probably a guy that you want to talk to. He knows what he's doing. You can control a conversation, speak with him, reach out to him. And that's also empowering your agents as well. Like, you want to, what's the word that I'm looking for? You want to, I can't think of the word. You want to talk somebody up. You want to speak good on other people. Edify. Damn it, I could not think of that word. You want to edify your agents. You want to edify the people who are doing well in this business, because they're working hard, and shine light on their ability to what they're good at, and understand what your weaknesses are, and then point to tools and resources or individuals that are really good at that. Because we have a team full of a lot of talent. We have a team of people who are good in different aspects of this business. And so that's where, if we link arms as a unit, I mean, there's 70 people on this call right now. Like, we can change a lot of lives. We can enhance a ton of foundations, and we can help a lot of people break away from the corporate world if we all rely on each other, on our strengths, and then work on our weaknesses. So I appreciate you sharing, man. Definitely means a lot. And I'd love to hear.